What food do you swear people only pretend to like? Cat food. I mean, come on, my cat can't like eating that every day. I think she's just being polite. That's why they always ask for food, even when the bowl is still full. Shark. I can't imagine someone coming in from a long day of work and tucking into a plate of fishy smelling, ammonia flavored chewy shark chunks that make you smell like a bait camp for the rest of the evening. It seems like survival food. You will stay alive if you eat it, but it's not appealing to me. If you're Icelandic, please help me understand why this is a thing. I can't imagine someone coming in from a long day of work and tucking into a plate of fishy smelling, ammonia flavored chewy shark chunks that make you smell like a bait camp for the rest of the evening. That's because that's not how it's done. Harker is part of the Orameter, a pointy food that's eaten on the Ori, which is one of the 6 winter months in the Old Norse calendar, now sometime in January or February. Throughout history that's when most fresh meats would be running low, so people had to resort to more colorful diets, like fermented shark, soured ram balls, soured whale, boiled sheep heads, head cheese, etc. So you're correct, it absolutely started as a survival food, but nowadays it's a community event where people meet, have fun, and eat a buffet of all those foods I mentioned above, among others like smoked lamb, flatbread and lots of other traditional Icelandic foods. Absolutely no one comes home from work and eats their fill of harkerol. They come home from work, dress up and go to the local or a bloat or hosts their own for family and friends, and eats a few pieces of it among all the other stuff, chats and has fun, usually drinking brennivine, literally translated as burning wine, although usually referred to as Black Death in English. So it's a seasonal celebration of traditional foods and customs, enjoyed with friends, family, and community. Although having said all that, I've been eating harkerol like candy since I was like 4 years old, lol. My grandma used to pick me up from kindergarten with a small box of harkerol and a toothpick to eat it, and I'd be content for half an hour just sitting and eating. But it's definitely not as popular among my peers. The meals I prepare for them. No, it was great. I just had a really late lunch. Anyways, who wants ice cream? I cook for my dog. Cheap easy ego boost. Lutefish. I only know this dish from King of the Hill. It wasn't me. It was the man with the terrible smell. That's one of my favorite Cotton Hill moments, when he realizes it was Bobby that was at fault, but he takes the blame, saying, "I'm an old man. Everyone already thinks I did it. Bobby is young and still has his whole life ahead of him, and this would fuck that up for him." I have always loved his relationship with Bobby. He truly fucking loves Bobby, and Bobby loves him, jing jing lol. This episode, and then the one where they send Bobby to military school and Cotton takes charge, and he realizes he just cannot fucking break Bobby, lol. Once upon a time I swore that salted licorice was the most foul thing ever to have graced our fair planet. However, about a year ago my wife made me try some, and much to my surprise, I liked it. I had a Norwegian flatmate that loved that stuff. I got used to it too, kinda liked it. Then he got me to try this stuff called Turkish pepper. That's a line I won't cross again. The Turkish pepper hard candies with the crystallized salt inside. I love giving it to people who have no idea what to expect. As a Norwegian I can confirm this phenomenon, lol. But I guess it's a more Nordic thing actually, because it's popular in Denmark, Finland, Sweden, and Iceland too. There's an emotional reaction to foods and other sensations that develops over time. Eventually, it gets to the point that the food, regardless of what's disgusting about it, makes you feel something enjoyable and pleasant. If I'd never eaten blue cheese before, I'd be disgusted by it now. But I unknowingly had some when I was 4 or 5 at a family Christmas party in a cheese ball. When I eat blue cheese these days, it reminds me of warm happy Christmases of decades long ago. For those who don't think they like blue cheese, try Italian salad blue cheese. It's like a beginner blue cheese, milder. You might like it. That's how I got inducted into eating blue cheese. Fondant on like wedding cakes. r/fondant that. I left that sub a while ago because people bragged about how they secretly didn't put fondant on cakes for customers who explicitly ordered fondant. I don't care how disgusting something is, you don't get to decide for someone else that them eating it is wrong. This obviously does not apply to foods that actually are unethical to eat, such as live octopus. But how could the customer not know as soon as they see the cake? Fondant has a very distinct look. That's probably why they ordered it in the first place. I like a lot of stuff people are shitting on here, but I'm in my 30s, so I think tastes change as you get older. Love me some cheese that smells of feet, anchovies on pizza and coffee strong enough that I see through time. I used to go crazy for gummies, especially the sour ones. Now I find sweet things a bit meh. I can take or leave it, but you'll have to prise a stinky cheese board out of my cold dead hands. Coffee so strong you can thread the needle of a running sewing machine. I would hate coffee that strong, but giving you an upvote because the description is perfection. I'm dying inside. After scrolling through this thread, I'm starting to think there is something wrong with me because people are hating on a lot of my favorites. Just waiting now for someone to say licorice. Everybody else hating licorice means I get all of the black jelly beans. Life is good. After Halloween, I would get all my friends to bring me their unwanted black licorice and pumpkin toffees. It would be like a whole extra month of sweet eating. Bitter gourds. I'm such a fan of bitter gourd. I live in Southeast Asia. We slice it thinly, or, maybe a centimeter thick, if short on time, and stir fry with egg, sometimes with dried shrimp. My grandpa and dad grew up eating Kerala sabzi / Karachi bhaji. I can't eat 2 mouthfuls. Even with chapati, rice and yogurt, the bitterness cuts right through. It's like if you took okra and dipped it into hops. Oh my god. My dad loves this dish so much that he literally grows bitter gourds in our backyard. I guess it truly is an acquired taste. I never got used to it, but after a while it's fine. It just takes a while. I can eat like a few. There's also some dish where he pickled it, but it's like way too bitter for me. I really don't know how people like it. Maybe it's because they grew up with it? Slugs edit. I'm so sorry. I meant snails. Not slugs edit the second. I see we have a highly defended culinary niche and I'm willing to surrender. Please have mercy. Do not eat slugs. Seemingly some of them are deadly. Oddly enough, I'm having so much fun reading through your responses and stories XD. People eat slugs? Wasn't there a post somewhere about a lady finding out her husband or fiancé was putting slugs in her food secretly? Made her really sick. Defending celery with my life RN. I eat celery sticks on their own. I like the crunch too. I was recently told this was weird to do. I've started asking around, and everyone I've asked has agreed it's weird to eat plain celery. They all look at me funny, so I have to tell them my mom was on a lot of diets when I was a kid, and I thought it was a snack. I just like it. When you get one that's super full of water, it's got a great taste. The desiccated ones don't taste good raw, but they are still good for soups and French cooking. Edit. Spelling. Thanks/you/Backenman. Circus peanuts. There's no way people are actually out there enjoying those things, but enough people pretend to keep them in business. I love circus peanuts, but also candy corn. So I'm probably not to be trusted. There are dozens of us. Give me your circus peanuts, candy corn, Horehound, Mary Jane's, licorice and peanut butter taffy. I can make a pack of Horehound disappear in about 30 minutes flat. And yes to all the other things, I go mental when I see candy corn around full. It's even better when a whole pallet goes on sale after 4 months for 99 cents a bag. Stevia. There's absolutely no way someone enjoys that aftertaste. It's a weird cult that I'm not willing to join, and such a dominant flavor. I'm with you, but I just recently learned some people can't taste the aftertaste, you and I can, which helps explain a lot about its popularity. Edit. Wow. This blew up. Since a lot of people are bringing up the soapy cilantro aftertaste, I'll say I think the two situations sound similar, but I don't think they are directly related, because I don't taste soap in cilantro myself. That's what I was going to say. I don't notice an aftertaste to it. It's very sweet compared to sugar of the same volume, but no weird taste. Ballot. Went to the Philippines a couple of years ago to see family, and one of my cousins just eats one after the other. I was so close to trying it, but couldn't do it. My fellow cousins also were pushing us to eat durian, and we were very much not doing that, and they wouldn't stop pushing until we suggested they try Vegemite. They immediately stopped after that suggestion, haha. Caviar. It's so salty. Fun fact, you're supposed to eat it with a spoon, made of bone, because using metal causes a chemical reaction thereby altering the flavor. Or you can use your built-in bone spoons, fingers. But then how will people know you're fancy and well-to-do? Eating really expensive food with your hands might be the most extravagant thing you can do. Getting caviar all over your fingers and shirt like you just don't care is really showing off. Any of those keto substitute foods. Use your imagination as much as you'd like, but lettuce wraps will never be as good as a real sandwich with bread. One time my mom made keto chocolate / vanilla swirl brownies with unsweetened chocolate. You can imagine how it went. Not keto, but my sister made chocolate chip cookies with carob chips because she thought they were just healthier chocolate chips. The dog loved them. The end. Thanks for watching.